What's up, dank homies? Meme Sage here, and honestly, listen, isn't this just a beautiful start to a video? It's calm, relaxing, and I'm ready to have a nice, rational conversation.
Oh my god, Meme Sage, you're riding the bandwagon again. I'm gonna just leave more hate comments, and I'm gonna report you to the police.
Well, now that that's over with, hello, what's up, dank homies? Meme Sage here, and welcome to Warframe is Dying 2. Cause I mean, hey, if it's so good, why isn't there a part 2 about it? And you may notice that my energy is pretty low for this video. Well, because I don't want to expend so much energy on morons. What I'm going to be doing for this video is I'm going to be going through some of the rather lovely comments that I got on that video, Warframe is Dying. And I was really inspired to make this video from a Warframe YouTuber called The Reaper Hunter. He was one of the many Warframe partners who decided to come out and make a video on the whole content drought and ways to change it, our problems with the game, and the reason why they themselves don't want to play Warframe as much. And him, just like many others, including myself, got a lot of backlash, and very unwarranted backlash. And before we get into the comments, there's a few things I want to address. Like, one, why did a lot of us Warframe YouTubers make videos at the same time? Well, the thing is, a lot of us, including myself, have made videos in the past addressing the same topic. But the difference between then and now is that when we made videos in the past, we got backlash as individuals. Now, if we all make videos together, we'll get a reaction from DE, and maybe the community will get like some kind of click in their mind saying, okay, maybe there is a problem. But no. Instead, this time, instead of the community coming together and being like, hey, maybe these guys got a point, let's maybe give some ideas of what else they can add to the game to actually bring in sustainable content that will make us stay in the game. But no. Instead of that, we got more hate. And not only hate from the community, but we also got hate from our fellow partners as well. Like, really? I'd just like to say to every partner who, or even non-partner, who made a video talking about the content drought and lack of sustainable content, things to keep us in the game and really want to see the game progress, thank you. Thank you for actually taking part in this conversation. But for everybody who like bashed the people who made videos on we want to see progress in the game that you're trying to build a YouTube career on or a Twitch career on, F you. That's right, F you. Because we're making videos saying, hey, we want to see the game progress. The game is currently dying and we want to see it progress because we love the game. And you're out here saying, oh, these guys are just complaining. They're just whining about a non-existent content drought. Even though DE said there's a content drought, they're just saying that to shut you guys up. You guys need to stop complaining and just be thankful, be grateful. It's a free game. I can't stand these YouTubers. And then you post that junk on your social medias, on your Discords, and on your YouTube channels. Like, we're Warframe partners, not Warframe rivals. And for you to post that stuff just so you can side with the community, all we're saying is that we want sustainable content. And then for you to go ahead and badmouth us because we want sustainable content, that's why your channels are stagnant. That's why your channels aren't growing. And that's why they won't grow, because they're too busy posting irrelevant, meaningless, low research garbage that panders to a receding hairline of a community. Alright, well, now that that's out of the way, let's start talking about these comments. Now, the first comment I want to address is Warframe not dying. It's your channel that's dying. I'm gonna guess that this is one of the hamsters that just read the title and didn't watch the video and just left a comment and then left. Because in that very said video, I said, my channel is affected by this content drought. It's affected by Warframe losing its numbers. But my channel's not the only one. Many other people's channels are affected as well. I'm gonna let that statement kind of segue us into this next comment. Now, this isn't a very rare comment. Normally I will see a bunch of comments of people spamming this link to the Steam charts and them saying, you should have Googled this before you made this video, you moron. The count has went up in the last 2 years. Well, many things can be said about this. One, I think that person should have actually clicked the link before they actually viewed it, because I viewed that link before I made the video and it was part of the reason why I made the video in the first place. Now, these are the Steam charts for Warframe. Now, these numbers just might shock you. These are the average number of concurrent players that play Warframe every month. And notice the majority of this chart is red. Normally, this is an indication of a dying game, or a game that is bound to fail. Now, these numbers would be more acceptable for a game like, let's say, The Walking Dead, where a game like The Walking Dead releases their updates as chapters, where people will then play the chapter, complete the chapter, and then they don't need to keep playing it after that. And then the next chapter comes in, everybody returns to the game, plays the next chapter, and then they leave. And then there's those type of players who wait for all the chapters to be out and then they come onto the game. But Warframe is different. Warframe is the type of game that is advertised to want to keep players grinding, keep people farming, keep them in the game, playing the game so that they'll continue to buy more platinum, buy more prime access, and keep the game flourishing. But whenever there's an update, people come in, they play the update, and then they leave the next month, and they continue leaving until they bring in something new into the game. Now, what happens when they put out an update that's advertised as being something new, and then it's done in 30 minutes, and then they're like, okay, actually there is nothing new. And then they straight away leave right away. Now let's take a look at the recent months. 17.8 thousand players gone. And this is right after we just got the sacrifice quest. We played the sacrifice quest, lasted like 30 minutes, realized, okay, well, Excalibur Umbra, what else? Oh, there's nothing else? Okay, people are leaving. If you look at the very top number, now I already had another screenshot from a few days ago, and it was like 1,000 something players left within the last 30 days, but it's really just counting for this month. But how did that increase by 1,500 in just the last 2 days? Ooh, increase? I meant decrease. How on earth did our average concurrent players drop by 1,500 in just the last 2 days and the game's not dying? Says Warframe has no new content, yet plays a game that hasn't had an actual content since that revolver. In the last video, I played CSGO. And the difference between CSGO and Warframe is that CSGO has sustainable content. That's what the whole video was about. I want Warframe to have sustainable content to make me want to stay in the game. CSGO has sustainable content, and because it has sustainable content, it has streamers who play the game, who can keep playing the game. It has people who can keep making videos on the game with their different experiences in the game. Every single time you play a competitive game or even a casual game, it's always a different experience because you're with different people. And with all those different things constantly happening and that sustainable content, the game is still growing to this day. Even heck, Warframe had a lot of streamers playing it when Plains of Eidolon came out and when the Sacrifice quest dropped. I mean, DE did have to pay those streamers, but they did play and Warframe grew. But those same streamers left because of no content to play. No sustainable content, I should say. I mean, you really think Summit 1G wants to sit down and fish all day? Now, this kind of comment isn't very rare, where the person just says, stop complaining, be patient, don't you know Fortuna is coming?
Oh my god, I'm retarded, I had no idea.
I mean, I'm a Warframe partner. I've made videos talking about Fortuna is coming.
But I had no idea Fortuna was coming, oh my god. I'm complaining for no reason. Forehead.
Look, Fortuna's gonna drop, right? We all know this. But then Fortuna is just another PoE, but bigger. Oh, it's bigger, that means you have more things to do. No, it's just bigger. It's just more stuff to look at. It's prettier. You can go on Arcwing and see more things. But let's be honest, Fortuna is only gonna last for like a month before players start leaving again. Again, we just want sustainable content. Something that lasts long. You're putting forth all this effort into something that don't matter that much, or at all. Oh, then we get this long brick of texts. To summarize this guy is kind of insulting me and saying, oh, this is just a rant from a player who lost interest in the game. The game's not dying. This other game is dying and this game's not dying. Okay. Why do you say it's not dying? Why are you guys saying Warframe's not dying? Is because you are interested in the game still, or did you actually look up like the numbers for Warframe? Like, it's crazy how people get so triggered by the words Warframe is dying. Like, dude, have you even taken 5 minutes to look up the stats for Warframe? I mean, Jesus, look at the numbers on Twitch. 1,670? Like, what the heck? That's horrible. This guy says, please don't stop Warframe. Now, I never said I was gonna quit Warframe. I never said that, even though after these videos I'm kind of considering it, after the horrendous toxic community that just really put themselves on blast. But honestly, I do like Warframe, but it's slacking right now, and I don't like seeing one of my favorite games slack and fail. If you say Warframe is dying, you're overreacting. Well, we've already covered that in this video. Warframe is not dying. Stop saying it's dying and it won't die. Sorry, it doesn't really work that way. But I bet once it's released on Switch, numbers will increase. Well, of course, like if any game is released on a new platform, of course the numbers for it will increase. If Spider-Man went on PC, those numbers will increase huge. But the difference is Warframe still won't have any sustainable content and they'll quickly lose their numbers again. Oh, now I love this comment. These content creators, Mugamu, Life of Rio, Meme Sage, and Psycho Cinematics are only ganging up and ranting now because they don't have content to make money out of. You're retarded. I've been making these statements for the longest of time on YouTube. Life of Rio is one of the highest sub rate Warframe YouTubers right now. Mugamu is still getting great views and still putting out good content, and same with Psycho Cinematics. I'm still putting out meme content and making build videos as well, with edits and all kinds of other funny creative things to those videos. Now for Psycho Cinematics, I believe that he was inspired by everyone else who was making videos to give his input on the situation as well. But as for me, Life of Rio, and Mugamu, we decided on our own to make a video on the same thing. And what sparked it was the dev stream. When DE Rebecca said the classic line, well, if we're in a content drought, then maybe you guys can help us out with some content so we have some brand new Tenogen. So what does that say right there? That means that DE actually believes that Tenogen is sustainable content to keep players in the game. Are you kidding me? So of course that's gonna spark people to be like, hello DE, wake up, that's not real content. And why'd you bring Psycho Cinematics into this? He always makes a video that covers the dev stream. He covered the dev stream and they said in the dev stream there's a content drought. So he talked about it. Here's a comment made by an astonishing Warframe content creator who's always putting out great content on Warframe, new builds, new guides, new comedy skits, new things all the time. And even he's feeling the struggle. I'm losing my mind over ClickBetty. I put in the title, not ClickBetty. Not clickbait, I put not ClickBetty. That was a joke. That was a joke. Just r/whoosh. Sees video title, dislikes, closes video. Well, that's one of the hamsters in the comment section. Oh, and people say this community is not toxic at all. You got a hate comment today? Well, here's another one. Oh, well, thank you for letting me know that it's a hate comment, so now I know not to continue reading. Now, this comment brings up the fact that there are 40 million registered players in the game, and I really like this comment because that allows me to bring up a parable that I like using. Now, there's a store owner, and on the store owner's door, he has a bell and a counter. Whenever the bell rings, the counter will go up. And now, on the front of this men's store, it says, free gold inside. All you have to do is walk in. So now people walk into the store looking for free gold and all they get is a big pile of poop sitting in the middle of the room. They see the said pile of poop and they're like, oh, well, this isn't what I expected. I don't want this, and then they leave the store. And the store owner comes from the back of the store because that's where he's been all this time, and then he goes to see the counter and he sees the counter says 10,000 people have entered the store in that one day. But then he looks around and he only sees 2 people in there picking up the poop because they're just weird freaks who like poop. But the store owner thinks this is okay because, well, at the end of the day, there were still 10,000 people who entered the store, even though there's only 2 who actually enjoy his product. So now what he does is that every 4 months, he will change the sign in front of the store from, instead of saying free gold inside, he'll then update it to where it says now 48,000 karat gold. Now we have real gold, more gold, 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 gold. You can get 2 for 1 and it's all free. All you have to do is walk inside. And he does this every 4 months. And every 4 months, it will attract more and more people to walk inside of a store, and the counter goes up and up and up. At the end of an entire year, he now has a racked up number of 40 million people who've gone into a store. But now he only has 10 people in the store, which he did previously have 25, but then the people got tired of the same poop. But now he only has 10 because they're still enjoying it, but there's only 10 people out of 40 million. Now, here's a comment from Darth Muffin. Now, we're all right to have our own opinions, but his comments really just disappointed me. This is an example of someone who just right away wants to leave a comment and then they stop watching the video, and then they look a little bit silly. I can tell he didn't watch the full video because near the beginning, I said how Chroma Prime is just an accessory, he's not content. Now, of course, you don't have to agree with me, but the way he words it is as if he didn't even think I spoke about Chroma. And also there's a reason why so many people reply to him saying, dude, did you even watch the video? And that reason for people being like, dude, did you watch the video? Is because I gave him an entire segment in the video and he didn't even say thank you. So I'm gonna guess that he saw like maybe the first 3 minutes of the video and decided, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and leave some comments, and just decided to say, I think everyone's just overreacting, over dramatizing this whole thing just to push a nudge, but really like there's tons of things to do and you guys just don't wanna do it. And the reason why I'm putting this near the end of the video is because I wanna see, will Darth Muffin say something about this in the comments? Now, I just wanna make one thing clear. Darth Muffin isn't one of those YouTubers that I was talking about in the beginning of the video. But in this particular situation, that just really disappointed me. And that just seals the deal. I will never shout out another channel on this channel again unless I'm collabing with them. Now, I try to use comments that help perpetuate the narrative of more sustainable content in Warframe, and I left out the hundreds and hundreds of other comments that were just left by a bunch of trolls. But there also were many comments left by a lot of positive people and people who are actually like looking for new content to be put in the game. And you don't always have to fully agree with me as long as you help perpetuate the narrative. If you don't agree with me, leave your reasons why you don't agree with me, instead of just being completely nasty. So in conclusion, is Warframe dying? Yes, indeed it is dying, and it's dying because of the lack of sustainable content. Is it just a bunch of people's channels that are dying and they just complain because they're not making as much money? No, that's not true, because there are a lot of players who are complaining about this, but when they complain about it on the forums, they get completely attacked by a bunch of SJWs who want to defend DE because they're quote unquote so nice. But as they say in the real world, being nice will only get you but so far. But that's going to be it for this video, and if you guys enjoyed today's video, go ahead and leave a like and go ahead and leave a comment. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to become part of the Dankomey family, then go ahead and do so, and I will see you guys later. Peace and much love.
Don't change, don't change, don't change, even though life ain't the same. Say, don't change, don't change, don't change, life gon' make it happen anyway. And I say, don't change, don't change, don't change, even though life ain't the same. Say, don't change, don't change, don't change.